This isn't just a tennis story. It's a story about what happens when an entire nation refuses to stop believing, even when results suggest it should, even when the scoreboard says otherwise. Let's go back to Paris. Court 14. Roland Garros. Alex Eala had just suffered a difficult straight sets defeat, a match that ended not against a rival, but against one of her closest friends on tour. And somehow that made it harder. Moments after the final point, there were no dramatic celebrations, no victory poses, no viral highlight clips. Instead, there was respect. There was a hug at the net. There was a genuine acknowledgement of friendship between two athletes chasing the same dream. When a player competing at the highest level of the sport openly shows that kind of admiration for you, it says something rankings never can. It speaks to character. It speaks to reputation. It speaks to the kind of person people become invested in long before trophies enter the conversation. But tennis rarely allows time for reflection. The tour moves forward whether you're ready or not. Within days, Eala was on a plane bound for England. No extended break. No opportunity to dwell on disappointment. Just another challenge waiting on the horizon. And that challenge carried memories of its own. Birmingham, Edgbaston Priory Club. One of the most historic grass court venues outside Wimbledon. Champions have walked those courts for decades. Major finalists. Former world number ones. Some of the greatest grass court players of their generation. But for Alex Eala, Birmingham represented something different. A memory she couldn't erase. 12 months earlier, she had left those same courts after one of the most painful defeats of her young career. A 3-set battle. A heartbreaking finish. A match remembered not only for the result, but for the physical struggle that accompanied it. Those experiences stay with athletes. They linger. Every locker room, every practice court, every walk back through the venue. The memories wait. Yet that's what made her return so significant. She wasn't avoiding the place where things had gone wrong. She was returning to it. Deliberately. Confidently. Determined to write a different ending. The critics, meanwhile, were ready. They pointed at the recent losses. They pointed at the statistics. They pointed at the inconsistency that naturally accompanies a young player's development. Some questioned whether expectations had begun to outpace results. Others wondered if the hype surrounding her rise had grown too quickly. The conversation grew louder after Paris. That's what happens when expectations increase. Every loss becomes a headline. Every setback becomes evidence. Every stumble becomes a debate. But there was something those conversations failed to capture. Because while critics focused on results, her supporters were focused on something else entirely. Preparation. Within days of leaving Paris, photos emerged from Birmingham. Alex Eala was already practicing, already adapting to grass, already preparing for the next challenge. And her fans noticed immediately. Social media lit up. Not with panic, not with doubt, with anticipation. People weren't discussing whether she would recover. They were discussing how quickly. Some were already making travel plans. Others were arriving at the venue. Philippine flags began appearing throughout the grounds. What should have felt like a routine WTA 125 event slowly started feeling like something much bigger. Tournament organizers noticed. Tennis media noticed. Even casual spectators noticed. The support was impossible to ignore. For many fans, the story was never about the loss in Paris. It was about what came next. And they believed they knew exactly what was coming. Then came the first round draw. At first glance, it looked manageable. An opening match against Australian Priscilla Honourable, a player entering the tournament without significant momentum. A match many observers viewed as a straightforward starting point. But tennis is rarely that simple. Because Alex Eala remembered something many people had forgotten. The two had met before. And that previous meeting had not gone her way. Suddenly, the opening round carried extra meaning. This wasn't just about advancing. It was about unfinished business. It was about growth. It was about proving that the player stepping onto the grass in Birmingham was not the same player who had walked off the court months earlier. And when you consider the timeline, the turnaround becomes even more impressive. Late May. A painful exit in Paris. Almost immediately afterward, a transition to grass. Practice sessions. Travel. Adjustment. Preparation. Then, less than a week later, match day. 6 days. That's all she had. 6 days to leave disappointment behind. 6 days to switch surfaces. 6 days to rebuild momentum. Many athletes would have taken time away. Many would have needed space to process. Alex Eala chose something different. She chose another challenge, another opportunity, another chance to prove that setbacks were not the end of the story. They were simply the beginning of the next chapter. Most players would have taken a week away from the game after a defeat like that. Alex Eala chose a different path. Instead of retreating, she went straight back to work. And when the result finally arrived from Edgbaston Priory Club, Filipino group chats around the world erupted almost simultaneously. From Manila to Dubai. From London to Los Angeles. The message was the same. She had done it. But this was about far more than a first-round victory. It was redemption. It was proof. And perhaps most importantly, it was the moment the painful memories of Birmingham 2025 were finally left behind on the very grass courts where they were created. Suddenly, the Wimbledon conversation felt alive again. Ranking projections returned. Point calculations resurfaced. Qualification scenarios gained new energy. For the first time in weeks, the future looked wide open. And when you step back and examine the bigger picture, a clear pattern begins to emerge. This wasn't an isolated result. It was another step in a much larger progression. Earlier in the season, Eala reached the first WTA 250 final of her career. Then came an impressive run at one of the biggest tournaments outside the Grand Slams. Months later, she produced a breakthrough grass court campaign that brought her within touching distance of a title. Each achievement built upon the previous one. Each tournament added another layer of experience, another layer of confidence, another reason to believe. The trajectory wasn't moving sideways. It was moving upward, slowly, consistently, relentlessly. And perhaps the strongest evidence comes from the players themselves. Elite athletes don't redesign match plans for opponents they consider ordinary. Yet time after time, top competitors have spoken about the specific challenges Eala creates. The pressure she applies, the angles she finds, the pace she redirects, the problems she forces opponents to solve. That level of respect is earned. It doesn't appear by accident. It appears when a player becomes genuinely dangerous. But the story now stretches beyond rankings and tournament draws. Because what is happening here carries significance far beyond one athlete. Southeast Asia is home to hundreds of millions of people. Yet the region has rarely been represented deep into the biggest conversations in professional tennis. For generations, tennis power has been concentrated elsewhere. Europe, North America, Australia, the traditional centers of the sport. Now a young Filipina is challenging that reality. Not through speeches, not through promises, through results. Every victory expands what young players across the region believe is possible. Every milestone moves the ceiling a little higher. And if her current trajectory continues, an extraordinary opportunity awaits. The possibility of arriving at Wimbledon with a seeded position. A protected place in the draw. A status that changes the entire complexion of a Grand Slam campaign. For years, that possibility felt distant. Now it feels real. And the storylines waiting ahead are almost too perfect. Future tournaments. More ranking points. More opportunities. Potential rematches against rivals who have already shaped key moments of her journey. The next chapters are already writing themselves. Yet beyond all the statistics, projections, and scenarios, there is something more important taking place. Something numbers can't fully explain. Look at how she responded after Paris. No dramatic statements. No excuses. No public frustration. She packed her bags, boarded a plane, and started practicing. That response may tell us more about Alex Eala than any ranking ever could. Because resilience is difficult to measure, but easy to recognize. It's visible in the players who refuse to dwell on disappointment. The players who treat setbacks as temporary. The players who keep moving forward while everyone else is still discussing what went wrong. That mentality is why so many people continue to believe, not only in the player she is today, but in the player she may become. After all, Wimbledon has never simply been another tournament for Alex Eala. It has always been the dream, the destination she imagined long before rankings, sponsorships, or international recognition entered the picture. Back when she was just a young girl in Manila, holding a racket and imagining possibilities. Today, that dream is closer than ever. Which brings us to the question everyone is asking. If she arrives at the All-England club carrying the hopes of an entire nation and the momentum of the best grass court stretch of her career, how far can she go? Some will predict a breakthrough run. Others will urge caution. Some will see a future contender. Others will see a player still developing. But one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. The grass court season has quietly become one of the most compelling stories in tennis. There are still tournaments to play, still ranking points to earn, still obstacles to overcome. The most important chapters haven't been written yet. But if Alex Eala continues progressing at this pace, her supporters may soon find themselves witnessing something that once felt unimaginable. Because the first domino has already fallen. And sometimes history begins exactly that way.